And good Friday morning. Believe it or not, another week is come and gone. We're a week older now. Already the 19th of August. School is back in, and, well, we're headed toward Thanksgiving. Lots of things. End of the year is right around the corner. Fall. Well, not quite yet, but we're getting close, aren't we? 73 right now as you wake up. We'll get to a high of about 86 today. Rain chances are there, and it looks like the folks out at Why Not Motorsports Park will be blessed again. The rain should be ending by 4 o'clock as racing continues tonight. A big deal going on out there, being broadcast live across the world on television as the races and all the challenges go on. Hope you can make it to Why Not and watch all the fuss. It's a big race going on out there. Good morning. How are you? As we reach the weekend, I hope you get a chance to do something that you want. But again, there's rain chances every day this weekend and next week. Looks like we'll be getting some heavy rains in Texas next week also. We'll do a complete look at the forecast. And we do have a little bit of fog this morning if you're waking up. Let's keep that in mind. Let's go into radar this morning and show you what's going on with this Union. Y'all be careful. You got it a little bit thicker than everybody else does as we pull up radar this morning and go to Meridian Honda radar. As we'll see here, the western side of Meridian, Lauderdale County, now under fog as this carries on right around I-20. It gets thicker at Newton and goes south into Jasper, all these areas down to Raleigh. And as we go north here up Highway 15, when you reach there at the four-way and Union, look at that fog. It's a little bit thicker there, making its way toward Philadelphia. Now, there's areas that still have fog this morning that the radar hadn't quite picked up yet. It isn't thick enough, but it's there. Carthage, y'all be careful as well. You'll get into a little bit of this. Now, south of us, South Equipment, just past Shibuda, as you make your way toward Waynesboro, light showers and heavier rain the further you go toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Hattiesburg getting rain this morning. As you zoom in right here, we've got a little bit. That's going to be in Carson City, right there on the Alabama line, just west of Chatham, Alabama. Well, as you go on down Biloxi to Iberville, getting flooded this morning, right there at Gulfport, all of those areas. So be careful if for whatever reason you've got to go south over to Thomasville, Alabama this morning. And for goodness sake, plan ahead with this fog that we've got here. Marion, Alabama, getting some moderate showers this morning as you begin your day as well. We've got a complete look at the forecast here in just a little while. We'll give you all of what's going on, what we know so far with the weather and what to expect. 86 doesn't sound all that bad. We'll get into your record highs and record lows. All right, as we start our headlines this morning, let's start out and let's go to the edge of Alabama. Let's go to Demopolis, Alabama. We got any folks in that area? The Demopolis Police Department has put out, let's show a picture of this. This gentleman here is missing. His name is Damon Gibson. He was last seen on Tuesday on Highway 80 East. If you know anything about his whereabouts, contact the Demopolis Police Department at 334-289-3072. And let's pull up his picture there where you can see him good. If you've seen him, we don't know why or what the circumstances are. We're just aware that he's missing. And here's a second picture of him with a ball cap on there. So if you happen to know where he is, contact the police department. I'm sure there's some folks that are a little worried at this point. We definitely want to get that solved of where he is. Let's see lots going on around the world today. Let me pass all of this as we look at some different things that have. We had each day, and I got some pictures that I have not posted. This happens almost on a daily basis to where people get their cars either broken into, the window knocked out, or if it's left open. I got some pictures we got to post of after cars have been ransacked. It's a nightly thing. We go to this area of Meridian to find out that a car was stolen. And I'm going to just be upfront, I do not report enough on this because it is so hard to track of what's stolen, what was repossessed, where it is, and getting the information back and forth for the police because it changes so quickly. It's hard. They'll sometimes find 3 or 4 that were stolen in a day. I do know that this did happen last night, the 4600 block of 5th Street. If you were sitting at the red light here by Mid-South Welding and take a right and go this direction, right up here, that area at that store there, a Honda Civic was taken. Later, that was in the early part of the evening, and later in the night, a window would be broken out of that same business there on 5th Street. Criminals hard at work. No word yet if they've taken anything. I was just told that the window of the business was busted, which leads you to believe most cases that something did happen, didn't it? We had a home, the 900 block of 26th Avenue, also broken window. Someone trying to gain access to somebody's home. Happens. Criminals are really leave lights on. People watch your activity, and if they don't think you're there, they're coming in when you're gone. Let's see what else we've got here. Another just east of Highland Park, the 1800 block of 37th Avenue. Same thing. Another window broken. Someone trying to gain access. That's been on the rise here lately, to where they can grab a quick TV and sell those for $50 to $100 really quick. That's what they're after, items that are quick and, well, sell. People don't ask me any questions about that. That would be just northeast of Highland Park is where that went on. We also, let's pull this up and let me show you this on a map that happened yesterday. Occasionally inside the city limits, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department will get involved in something, and, well, it did yesterday. A Mustang was doing something it shouldn't have. They got him behind it. Car was stopped somewhere around 10th Avenue and 23rd Street. He hadn't stopped running yet. Still running. Well, the Sheriff's Department knows who he is, and he'll have to go home eventually. But they know who he is. But he left the car right where he was and took a Olympic run. So far, he's in the lead. They'll catch him in the end. They're already at the finish line waiting on him to show up. But that did happen. I won't show the video of this. I'll show you the background of this. But this could have been something horrific. And the only reason I won't do this is because it's really loud. And if I turn it on, it'll spook you of the sirens. But let me show you here what this is and explain it. Maybe you've already watched it on the page as I pull this up. This is a video. You can watch it as you have time. This is the Dollar General here, Highway 19 North. This car, I believe it's this car here, gets on Highway 19 North, going north in the southbound lane. This gentleman here, a DPS, which used to be the Mississippi Department of Transportation, stops the car. He's apparently on a call going somewhere else and just happens to come along as that car pulls out going the wrong direction. He stops it, gets it stopped, and they back up. That could have been a very serious situation. And that does happen occasionally where people get confused as to which direction and take a wrong turn, and it turns out to be deadly a few moments later. Thank heavens that was stopped. I'm tickled over that, and I'm sure you are too, especially if you were traveling anywhere in that area yesterday afternoon. Now, I went out yesterday. I reported to you yesterday morning, and this is growing. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth on this coming up at 8 a.m. as Candace joins in. The shooting that happened on 36th Street. How many times have I told you that a house was shot into, and, well, it just goes on about it. Somebody repairs their window and goes on. This is what it looks like there, 36th Street. You see that window? Busted right there. Now, I've got complete pictures, and I've also got a video for you to watch of that. Let me go to this next picture. See that? We're going to talk more about this morning. This is so much more than meets the eye of just a random. This is nothing. It is far from random. Now, word on the street says that possibly someone has been arrested. I have been in contact with the police several times. I'm still being told that no arrests have been made. The investigation is ongoing. Could it be that one part of the police department hasn't told the other police department? That is possible. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that. A very, I cannot stress, situation on that. We'll talk about that this morning. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department putting out scam alerts, and I posted this from their page if you've had a chance to look at that, to where they text these things out. Your refund is available. Click here. You have $150. Don't click these if you get these text messages. All they are trying to do is get information from your phone and hack into what you have. There's bad people in this world, and that's what they're after. Also, the headlines this morning all across America, across the world, are these little babies right here. The iPhone, which is supposed to be one of the most secure phones in the world, are saying that there's a hack out there that you most likely should update your phone to where people are hacking into them trying to get banking information. If you use your phone to do your banking information, they're after all of that. You always have to watch your back no matter where you go, don't you? Sheila Bounds, good morning from Nebraska. I was a kid last time I was there. Let's see here. Won't go back. Louisville until Sunday. Leonard, how are you doing? Headed back to Louisville. You're in New Jersey today. That's a ways off there. Let's see, that's Fox 30 posting some stuff for us there. Julie, how are you today? Miss Julie Alphen, good to see you there. And let's see, Andy Armstrong, good to see you. Joyce Gressett, good Friday morning to Donna Roseman. Denise Fulton, how are you? Seen a lot of y'all up and at 'em from Battlefield. Stephen Wanda's up today. Let's see here. We also have folks. Miss Nancy Harris, good to see you. Barbara, Clarence Westbrook joining us from Texas this morning. Wow, a little bit of a lot of different states joining us today, as well as local. We appreciate that. Now, as we look at a few of the things that are going on around the state of Mississippi, let's talk about a few of these. Sad news. This just breaks your heart as we find out a former Ole Miss player, Luke Knox, has passed away at the age of 22. How young that is. They haven't announced why yet, or at least I haven't seen it. 22 years old, lost his life, former football player at Ole Miss. So that's sad. Are you aware of all this? And I want to make this clear. I called Meridian High School yesterday to be 129% sure that I knew what I was talking about. There was a rumor floating around Meridian that someone at Meridian High School had monkeypox. 100% wrong. Zero. That is not true. As we know, a few weeks ago in a Vicksburg business that started in Vicksburg, that somebody had monkeypox and it almost ruined the man's business. No one was coming in to shop. It was untrue. What is true in the state of Mississippi, there are 18 cases now. That's a heap of them, isn't it? You looked at this? Now, it's available online. Let's pull this up where you can see this. You can go to the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, to look at this. And let's look here. Mississippi, 18 cases now. Doesn't sound all that bad. Let's go west of here. Louisiana has 127 folks with it. Texas, this might scare you, 1,079 cases. Now, as we go east of Mississippi and into Alabama, a little bit higher, 34 cases so far. Florida, look at this, 1,300. Georgia, 1,000 cases. We got to go all the way. Let's just talk about maybe Kevin Costner and the bunch out there that are filming are smart. Wyoming, the only state in the United States right now that does not have any cases of monkeypox. Huh. Something to think about, isn't it? But you can visit the CDC Center and take a look at all of that. Now, there are no cases that I'm aware of in Lauderdale County, but Lauderdale County, you can go to the health department. They are offering the shots on this. They've upped it. Now, I can't tell you why Lauderdale County was one of the few counties that they went ahead and put into place. Do the thinking for yourself on that. I don't know. But Lauderdale County, where you could go get one of those if you wanted it. If you want to learn more about chronic waste disease when it comes to deer season, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife is going to be having a conference on Monday the 29th in Vicksburg. It's going to be right over there at the Hines Community College Vicksburg campus. It'll start at 6 p.m. if you'd like to learn the latest of what's going on with this. A lot of people study it and follow it. Deer season right around the corner. It's going to be big. We all love it, don't we? Let's see, as we go to DeSoto County, which is the northern part of Mississippi, in 2 days, this is the second officer-involved shooting. The first one was a robbery. This was a traffic stop. This person is non-life-threatening, but a bullet whizzed by, wounded somebody. It might be all over this. An investigation has been launched, as always. That's not out of the ordinary. I don't want anybody to go, oh, they're guilty. It's just any time that a revolver is used in any type of form with the police, an investigation is sought. They do above and beyond with this. Let's see what else we've got going this morning as we look at this. This is good news. We learn as Jasper County had a 9-year-old little boy that was missing. Do y'all remember this? And I'll pull up Dark Horse Press. And I know that the Jasper County Sheriff's Department also has this posted. I just don't have their picture handy. But this was from Dark Horse. This was a little boy. We don't know everything about this, but the good news is he has been found. Whoever he was with has more or less turned themselves in, is the way that that I understand it, the suspects. Now, I do not know if that's a family member or somebody they knew or what the deal was. Bottom line, at the end of the day, the kid's okay. We do think that. An Alabama woman has been sentenced for fraud in connection with a Mississippi car dealership. Why on earth would that happen? Well, she owned one. She went to the bank, borrowed some money. She went to a second bank, borrowed some money. She went to a third bank and borrowed some money on cars that she was putting on her lot. The problem was she wrote checks on 3 different banks that she didn't have the money in to pay the other bank. Fraud. A little over $500,000 they're sticking her with. She's going to serve some time over that. You can't get away with doing all that. They arrested somebody in Oxford, keeping up with things with that. He's being charged with kidnapping and a bunch of drugs. Hadn't got to the bottom of all that. As we look at some national scenes, and I show these things. Now, this is coming from, we have a large, and I watch these large cities that are run by people of political thinking differently than I. As I compare these large cities, as eventually it kind of floats down, and we see an influx of homeless. What are the streets like in California? What are they like in San Francisco? Well, I can show you a picture here. This is not making fun of anyone. I don't want anybody to take this wrong, but this is what happens when it's overrun and no one steps up to the plate and enforces laws. As you look at that, that's San Francisco, doing drugs right on the street. If you don't think that can happen in your hometown, what's that old term, hold my beer? It can happen quickly in our neighborhood as we see influxes of this every day in our neighborhood. Be careful, and let's make sure our laws are enforced of where you can and you can't do things. We see it everywhere. And again, I don't want anyone to think that I am making fun of homeless or picking on homeless. I'm not. I feel for those the folks that are without a home. Each person has a different case. Some are good people that lose their home for different circumstances. There's also some folks that are not so good. Same type situation as happens with borders of good people get in, and there's also some bad folks in there. We just need to have our laws and be on the lookout. All I'm saying is we watch this. It's a lot of crime happens with this. I can't believe someone would even write this. We go to Miami. A 29-year-old police officer lost his life in the line of duty. They had a robbery suspect. He was shot, killed, murdered, however you want to do it. And I'm going to call this person a woke firefighter. It's shameful. His name is Kevin Newcomb. Let me repeat that. And it's what is coming out in the headlines this morning. Daily Mail reporting this. As he apparently does not care for the police. He went on to say, who cares about a dead cop? He was probably against gun control. Says a bunch of ugly words as he makes a post on that. He's been put on leave until the investigation goes further into this. Now, fire departments and police departments work closely together. At least they do in our area. I'm not sure about Florida. It's just awful. Why would you say something like that? That man gave his life for his community, for his country. Then you have somebody running him down about gun control. Something's not right there, is it? Something's not in his mind. But he's been relieved of duty until they do an investigation into the fire department. I don't know if they can do anything or not, the way things are in America. Do you remember when we talked about the border? Arizona, as a matter of fact. I think I got a picture from Daily Mail on this. Yeah, let me show you this. This was the scene this week, what they were doing. Let me pull this up. They didn't have the wall finished, so they went in and they took these containers, welded them together, and placed them across the border opening there in Arizona. Well, as things progress, people want this country bad. This is the scene this morning. Let me show you this picture. What have they done? Yeah, they've turned them over. Although they're welded together, you take 30, 40, 50 people, they can just flip that over and get right on into the United States. We need walls, don't we? I think we do. That was happening there in Arizona is where that was going on. Spooky. As I mentioned now, if you've got an iPhone, I see in the headlines again this morning where it's saying update your phone. I glanced at mine. I'm going to have to look at mine a little bit deeper here in a little while about the latest update, making sure I understand what I was reading. Make sure to update it if you've got an iPhone there for the latest update. Now, we got your forecast right around the corner. We're going to find out what the weather's going to do for us this morning as we get ready for the big 8 o'clock show. Y'all don't rush off. We got a lot to do today. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 49 cents a pound. Fresh peaches, $2.49 a pound. Vidalia onions, a 3-pound bag, $2.99. Green, red, or black grapes, $2.99 a pound. Fresh leg quarters, a 10-pound bag, $7.99. And certified Angus beef T-bone steaks, family pack, only $11.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South. 601-693-4054. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we look at a couple of notes there with Elizabeth Graham. Good morning. Watching us from Sebastopol. LaWanda tells us that Coach Billy Brown has passed away from DeKalb yesterday. Passed along condolences to Bud, all the family there. Coach Billy Brown, a great guy. Condolences to you and your family on that. I was not aware of that. I missed that. Oh, boy, as we mentioned, let's go back and take a look at the fog. It's been a few minutes since we went into radar. Lighting up a little bit on the western side. Let's go back to Meridian Honda radar this morning and take a look there. Where we had heavy fog here, it's lifted a little bit and traveled north, moving into Neshoba County now, all of Highway 15 north of Union if you're going to be traveling this. Remember, school buses rolling this morning. All of this southern portion of Neshoba County under heavy fog this morning. Now, just past Collinsville, you'll get into this before you reach Battlefield. We got some fog there also. Y'all remember now, this is a 2-lane stretch right there if you get past 19 and to our south, Bay Springs, Heidelberg, west of Clark County, picking up some fog. That rain due south of us. And again, now, anywhere can have some light fog that's not picking up on radar sometimes. That is thicker. It's big enough to where that radar is grabbing it going, hold on. Let's look at that. Now, let's get into our forecast now. Find out what the National Weather Service is telling us and everything that's going to go on today.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Figured you wanted to know what the record highs, record lows were today. It was 99, that it was 104 degrees on this day. Back in 76, I was in first grade, getting ready for a big day of first grade. 58 was the record low on this date, an overnight low. I bet that felt good getting up. Don't remember. As we look at this, showers are expected today and south of Meridian, a little bit heavier as we look at what is forecasted for today. Now, that will be taken most likely in between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., the biggest chances of rain during the midday. Should be breaking, as I said, looking good for things out at Why still a chance there. Depending upon where you are, it's a 50 to 60% chance of rain today. We'll watch it closely. If anything becomes a threat, we'll go live and let you know about it. Temperatures today about 86 to 87 in the Meridian area, about 85 Laurel. All right, as we go east of here and we go to Alabama, this is what we're expecting. 86 in Demopolis, warmer in Tuscaloosa, 87. Birmingham, 85. And the further east you go here in Alabama, as you'll see here on the map, cooler. 81 Alex City, Auburn, 82 today. Not bad at all. As we move forward to take a look at what is coming. A little bit, I moved it, didn't I? A little bit cooler weather, below average, coming across as we'll hold these temperatures into the 80s. We'll see that in just a second. Out to our west, it's developing there in California, Nevada, those areas. We'll expect some warmer weather to move back through. Summertime is not over. Let's don't forget that. Now, here's the forecast of what we've got for today. As I mentioned this morning, expect the showers mainly between 10 and 4. High is going to be 85, 86, 87, depending on if you're in Meridian, Philadelphia, Louisville, or over in Newton. Each one will have a little bit slight different temperature. By tonight, we're down to a 40% chance of showers, and that'll end by 10 p.m. As we look at this, let me back up on that. It's going to fall more between 10 and 1. I read my notes wrong on that 40%. Now, as we go into Friday, 80% chance of rain hits tomorrow. It'll be after lunchtime. That high making it to 88 tomorrow. As we move into the weekend, officially here, still pretty steady at a 70% chance of showers. And again, in the afternoon, high is going to reach 88 is what we've got. As we make it to church time on Sunday, a 70% chance. And look at this. It doesn't slack up at all on these rain chances. The grass is going to grow. There's no other way to word it. But our temperatures, look at this. By Monday, we're at 82, and that's that cold front we looked at that was easing across the map from Texas. 82, 84 on Tuesday, and then we see a little bit of a rise by Thursday. But we got rain every day in the forecast through Thursday. Now, let's go ahead and take another leap of faith and go another week. And what does it tell us? More of the same. Rain chances every day. But we're still hovering not above 87 on any of these days. That's all the way through September the 2nd. Be great for planting, wouldn't it? If you're out there early breaking up those deer patches, September people start doing that. Now, let's see what else we got. Let's take a look at, and this will change a little bit after 8 o'clock. They'll do an update from the National Hurricane Center. This is what we're watching right now as of this moment, a 40% chance here of this developing. This is in Mexico. And it looks like it's going to skirt up the coast of Mexico right at the Texas border, Brownsville, that area there. 40% chance of this developing over the next 5 days. We'll see what the National Hurricane Center gives that a little after 8 this morning as they update everything for us. Could be a lot of rain, and that's what's coming to Texas next week is rain with this. Just how far into Texas, we'll find out. As we look for the best times to fish today, let's go to Chet's Paint and Body as he brings it to us today. Your first major time is starting right now. It'll go through about 9 a.m. So a great time to hit the water if you're getting your little bass boat out and head it out. Another time that will be great will be this afternoon. Right about dark 30, about 7:30 will be good until, let's say, about 9:30 tonight. Light wind becoming southwest 5 to 10 today if you're going to be on the water fishing. Already, 2 minutes before the top of the hour. Again, we'll be back in an hour and 2 minutes as we do the arithmetic to bring you a live show. Candace is getting the makeup and the hair all done. She'll join me, and we'll tell you all about what's going on in our area. Come join us, won't you? And again, we can't do it without each and every one of you sharing our page, letting people know what we do. We try to give you the headlines of what happens as quickly and as accurate as we can. Can't do it without y'all sending us information. You can inbox us. You can email me, ScottyRay1969 at AOL. Any way you can get it to us, we appreciate it. And we'll be back with more. Again, it all begins again at 8 o'clock, and you can join us on television as well if you want to watch on that side. Fox 30 Meridian. It's a place to be here with Facebook and YouTube. Thank y'all so much.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: